Hello everyone, it's Wendy Castelino here. I'm an accredited CBT therapist, accredited EMDR therapist. I specialise in compassion focused therapy and also mindfulness. So today I want to talk about resilience. I talk about resilience quite a lot because I think it's just so important in today's society where things are so bad, the news is always so bad, there's so much uncertainty, we don't know what's going on in the world, there's all these things are so bad, the news is always so bad, there's so much uncertainty, we don't know what's going on in the world, there's all these sort of negative beliefs about climate, everything like that. So it's very easy to feel overwhelmed and stressed and anxious about what's going on in the world. But actually, the more resilient you are, the more able you are to sort of handle things, push yourself forward and push yourself to go for your dreams. So the first one I want to talk about is growth mindset. Now, what does growth mindset mean? Well, you're either A or B. You either believe you can actually learn, develop, it's been proven, scientifically proven, that you can actually change the neurons in your brain. You can create different pathways. You can actually focus on positive things, and that actually helps you to believe in more positive things as well, rather than all the negative things as well. So there's lots and lots of things you do around growth mindset. But if you believe you can't change your personality, that's the way you are, karma, 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 chameleon, it's all kind of very, nothing can change. Okay. So, think about, can you change your thoughts? Can you focus on different thoughts? Can you change your behavior? Okay. And if you can change your behavior, that can actually change your mind as well. So actually trying new things and doing new things not only is good for your behavior, but it's also good for actually sort of reflecting on that and saying, okay, so have I learned something differently? By learning and thinking about it, you're growing. Okay. So how much do you believe you've got a growth mindset? That's the first one. The second one is agency. What do I mean by agency? Is how much do you believe you've got control in your life? And there's loads of people out there who believe that, life is just fatalism. What is meant to be. If I make that decision, then that's the right one. That's my pathway as well. But that's fine until things start to go wrong. And if things start to go wrong with you and you believe that that's what life has given you, that can make you feel very, very low, very, very helpless, very, very hopeless, because you think you can't change anything. So actually, how much you believe you can change your life. So can you change your mind, but can you work on your life? Maybe you've got a massive dream out there that you really, really want to do and show and everything else. But, if you think, oh, well, I've got no control because I believe in fate, then you don't stand much chance. Or if you believe in, oh my goodness me, some people believe in, they see two magpies together. It's like, oh my goodness me, oh, that's a bad sign. The magpies are together. I can't change my life because of the magpies. And then you start to think about the bad things that are going to happen in your life because, oh, well, that's the sign. That's the sign. The magpies are the sign. So lots of people have, very superstitious beliefs as well. So how much do you believe in actually your ability to control your life and actually make changes? And that's the other thing to do. And then the third one is how much do you actually sort of think about your thinking? How much do you actually notice what kind of conversations you say to yourself in your head? So some people I work with as a therapist, they might be very aware of the feeling, but they're not aware of the consequences of the behaviour because of the feeling, and also the thought that is there underneath that feeling. There are beliefs there. There's a beliefs about yourself, the world and others, but there's also a belief. And the problem is there's often a negative belief there which is holding you back. Okay. So the idea about self-reflection is you actually start to think about thinking. And one good thing you can do is start a diary, for instance, and say, okay, well, I've got this sort of uncomfortable feeling here. I feel sort of like my stomach's churning. I feel a bit anxious. Okay, you're very much aware of the feeling. But what's the thought behind that? You're learning to understand your thoughts and to reflect on your thoughts. Okay, so what am I saying to myself? You're probably sort of saying, very negative, critical voice, like, you stupid idiot, why didn't you do that? You failed again, you're useless, you're never going to get anything right. And of course, if those are your thoughts, and then those are the thoughts that are going to drive you, then it stops you from going forward again. But if you reflect on your thoughts, think about your thinking, write them down and think, okay, well, is that really helpful for me to say those sort of things? again, going back to growth mindset, what else can I say to myself? What can I do to prove myself differently? Yeah, you might do something differently. That might bring up a bit of anxiety, but the idea is you push yourself forward. And by pushing yourself forward, believing you can do it, having the growth mindset, saying I can make changes myself, I can change my brain, I can change my behavior, I can actually get better at regulating my emotions. All these things are possible, and that's what CBT teaches you. So if you actually want any more information, you can just go to my website, wendycastelino.com, and there's loads and loads of resources on there. There's meditations on there, there's courses there, there's blogs on there, there's lots and lots of useful stuff there to sort of help you to really think about these things. So I hope you find it useful, and thank you so much for listening. All the best. Bye.